Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Today I want to talk about 2 mistakes that newbies make in the beginning of a relationship. And these mistakes are this: either buying land or a house or buying a business. Okay? And those are the worst things that you can do in the beginning of a relationship. It's usually a sign of a scammer. Okay? That somebody's looking to dig some gold out of you. And there's plenty of gold diggers out there, okay? And I don't want me to put a damper on relationships or anything like that. But, guys, wait till you're in a relationship and you're married and you've been in that relationship for like 3 to 5 years or something. Then, okay, you want to buy something, you see things are going really good. You want to buy something, make sure you do it like a post-nuptial agreement or what have you, so you're protected. And check with an attorney here before you do something like that. But guys, some of you guys are writing to me and you've known the girl since COVID began, but you were planning on coming over here way back then, and you're telling me like I've been talking to this girl, I really care about her, and she's asking me for some money to buy some land, in the Philippines or a business or whatever, and I get a lot of these. Okay, guys? That's not a good thing. I realize like a lot of you guys are older, and like when you see these young girls going after you that are in their 30s and 40s and you're 60 or 70, it feels good. It feels really, really good. And I'm not saying that some of these women aren't sincere, but do you want to take the chance that they might rip you off? Because a lot of you guys are using your retirement money that you saved all your life, and you're putting that at risk. You're putting it at risk. I want you to think about that. A lot of you guys don't think when you do these things. And you're writing to me and you're telling me, you're trying to get me to justify it by saying, oh, yeah, that's a good thing to do. Yeah, buy some property over here with your girlfriend. Yeah, put it in her name. No, absolutely not. If you've been in a relationship for a long, long, long time, and I'm not talking about a year, I'm talking about many, many, many years, and you got a ring on her finger and you feel good about it, maybe then, if you feel totally safe, I might say, yeah, okay, but it's not my decision to make, it's ultimately yours, okay? So it's a decision that you have to make. I don't feel safe telling somebody, yeah, do this or do that, because you know what? At that early in the stage where you're not even married to somebody, to put money in somebody's hands that they can just walk away from, they're going to walk away from you. They're going to walk away from you. They're going to take that money, and you're probably never going to hear from them again. After probably like a few weeks or maybe a couple months or whatever, they'll get in a fight with you over the phone or whatever, and poof, your money's gone. I've seen guys come over here, and they plan on a marriage, and they plan a wedding date, and they say that they're going to come back in 6 months or something like that. I've heard of these stories. I've had guys tell me these stories, and it happens way too much for me to feel comfortable telling somebody, yeah, go ahead, buy some property. I had one guy tell me, he come over here, he met the girl, he was with her for, I think about 2 or 3 weeks, okay? They planned on doing a wedding in about 6 months or something like that, and she wanted to buy a property and a business, I guess. Okay, so she asked him for some money. He gave her the money for the property and for the business, and he went home, got off the plane, went home, and the email was already there. You might as well kiss your money goodbye. But we hear this stuff all the time. And I have some guys, I've asked a couple people if I can read their emails, and I'm waiting for their answer back. And a couple of guys have written to me telling me that they have a great story, and I'm waiting for those stories to come to me also. And if I get permission for these stories, and some of them people are kind of iffy about it because the people are in the United States and they could get sued or something like that. So I understand that. I could change the names and stuff like that, but the story, might be too close to, somebody, and they might get shaken up by it or whatever, because a couple of the people have told me that that their wives or whatever watch it, or girlfriends watch the show or whatever. So I just want to be kind of careful about what I say on those. So I just chose to leave those out. But I've been told a lot of stories in my days here, on YouTube. And let me tell you something. You don't want to get involved in this stuff, guys. You don't want to get involved with taking chances with your money. It's just not worth it. It's dangerous. That's hard-earned money, guys. That in your retirement years, it's harder to get back. It's harder to get that money back because you're not working anymore. The only money you have coming in is your retirement income. And if you have like an emergency fund, you don't want to use that for a house or whatever, or for land or for a business. Most businesses over here fail. That's why I did that video the other day. Most businesses over here fail, and fail bad, because the profit margin is so slim over here. It's not even worth starting a business over here. It's just not worth starting a business, But I just want you guys to be safe out there. You new guys, we call you guys newbies, But the newbies out there really, really need to be aware of issues like this. Guys, don't get rent, and learn to say no. That word no is going to save you a butt as an expat. Learn to say no. A lot of these girls will hound you for stuff. They'll bug you for stuff. And then when they get it, they take off on you. I was lucky enough that I had a decent girl, and I sensed it from the beginning. Some of you guys, you're not good at sensing things. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. Okay? But a lot of guys come over here and I see them, and one guy told me it was his third time getting scammed. Third time. You think you would have learned from lesson number 1 and lesson number 2, but 3 times, and when you hear this stuff, it's like, like wow, these guys just don't learn. People when somebody says, hey, honey, I want to go out and buy a house, or something like that, or I want to buy some property and invest in it because the properties are going up and stuff like that, or honey, I want to start a business, or whatever. Just say no. You have your retirement income. You're okay. You can get a nice rental over here cheap. Rentals are super cheap over here. We've already gone through that. It's actually cheaper to rent over here than it is to buy in most cases. So why buy a property when you can you can go out and you can rent a place for $60, $80, $100 for a 1-bedroom. If you want to get a 3-bedroom, it's about $240 in my area for a beautiful place in a gated community. Why would you blow money on something that's risky? Why? You shouldn't do it. That's all I'm trying to say, guys, because I'm trying to save you guys the aggravation of getting robbed or scammed or what have you. And I'm not saying it's not okay. If you've been married for a while and your woman is decent, and she's a kind woman, and she's not going to rip you off, or then I'm kind of okay with it after it's been a few years. Okay, but do a post-nuptial, be safe. Post-nuptial you fill out after you get married. Otherwise, say, I'm not going to buy any property unless you can do a post-nuptial. And that way there, if you stay with me, we both get to keep the house. If you leave me, we sell the house, we split it. And that way there, what's she going to say? You know what I mean? She has to say yes. Otherwise, it's off to the rentals. And that's what she has to deal with. And with a business, just don't even get involved in a business. They're just not worth it. They're not safe, guys. And I want to touch on this because a lot of newbies, guys, careful. I have too many letters from people that are telling me they've already sent money to these girls, and a few of them have already been ripped off and scammed and stuff, and and now they're saying that they don't want to come here anymore, because they think everybody's a scammer, and that's just not true. It depends where you meet these girls. I'm like, come over here and meet somebody. Don't I don't mind people meeting people online, but know who you're talking to. Realize that these people could potentially rip you off or scam you, and they might not even meet you at the airport when you want to go meet them at the airport or something like that. Be really careful, guys. Be really careful. I just don't want to see people get hurt or anything, or people lose their hard-earned money or whatever. I'm not saying there's not decent women, that there aren't decent women over here, but there are a good percentage of them that will scam you. And when they have that money in their hands, it's a big lure to them to take off with that money, and a lot of them do, you know. And you know, think about it, guys. A 35-year-old girl, do you think she's really going to be happy with a 68-year-old guy? In most cases, no. Some of them are, some of them aren't. It depends on the woman and the way they're built, where they came from, what they grew up with in their life, stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying that type of relationship can't work, but in a lot of cases, it doesn't. It just doesn't, you know? And there's ways to make it work. One of those is staying over here. Don't bring the girl back to the States for sure. Stay over here. If you're gonna do something, you know, you want to get a house or something like that, make it so that you're paying monthly, just like a rental. Pay monthly, you know, and make sure you have a girl that works so you can do that monthly thing. If she wants to take off, it's no loss to you, because she has to take over the payments, you know. But don't pay it all in full, you know, and then she leaves you or whatever, and then you're, you know, more likely to get scammed, because she's going to take off, and she's going to take off with everything. But I just want you guys to be safe. Think about what you're doing. Talk to an attorney beforehand. Post-nuptials, pre-nuptials, all that stuff. Think about that. You know, there's nothing wrong with a prenuptial, saying that you're going to walk away with 50% of the, you know, whatever you guys own if she puts in for an annulment or something like that. You know, be careful. And I don't know about the legalities of all that stuff, so that's why I tell you, talk to an attorney, because there are ways to protect yourself over here. Make sure you know how to protect yourself over here. Get an attorney. It's cheap. It's cheap over here to get an attorney, guys. God bless, guys. Take care.